I doubt I will use a third-party booking agency ever again for a multi-city trip. If something goes wrong, then you have everybody finger pointing at somebody else. Well, they booked your trip. Well, they ticketed your trip. Well, they're operating your... Like, what? This isn't how I saw this going. I just walked up to the ticket counter to check my bag. I'm here well before, my scheduled departure time. And the lady asked me, as I'm at the kiosk, the lady asked me where I'm going, and I say New Zealand through San Francisco. And she was like, we don't have any flights to San Francisco. And I just looked at her like, funny. What are you talking about? So I'm at home in bed, as you can see, and not about to land in New Zealand as I should be. Basically, after I left the airport and went back home yesterday, I called Air New Zealand because that is who ticketed my ticket. And they said that, they still had me on schedule, that it was a Chase issue because I booked the ticket through Chase because I used my reward points. I called Chase. This whole entire phone conversation, it wasn't even a conversation. This whole entire phone transaction was 6 hours long, and that's mostly of me being on hold. They would literally come on the line for 3 minutes and then put me on hold for an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. After the first 2 hours, I really started getting angry. Because I felt like, okay, you're just fucking with me now. You're just trying to see how long I'm gonna stay on this phone. I went through all kinds of emotions. They come back and they say that they're able to rebook me on a flight that's 3 days later. I'll be on business and first class because they messed up and that was an upgrade that they... It is currently Wednesday, May 8th, and I am in San Francisco. This is what happened. Chase, who was the booking agency, entered my email address in wrong, so I never got notifications regarding my trip. At some point along the way, United made a schedule change and booked me on an earlier flight. I never got notification of the schedule change. They rebooked me on the trip, and yesterday, May 7th, I got ready to go to the airport again. Got to the airport in Atlanta for a 7:47 p.m. flight. Was on time. This segment was with Delta, and we were to arrive in San Francisco at 10:10. And then at 11:10, I was supposed to connect on a United flight from San Francisco to Auckland, New Zealand. Flight lands. I confirm with the gate agent that my bag is going to be checked all the way through to Christchurch, New Zealand. And they tell me that it is. I get to the United check-in counter and they tell me that I can't board the flight because the check-in window has closed. Again, my Delta flight landed or was scheduled to land at 10:10 p.m. in San Francisco. And my connecting flight was scheduled to depart at 11:10 p.m. For international flights, you have to check in at least an hour beforehand. So whoever issued my ticket, it wasn't a viable ticket. There was no way for me to get off of that Delta flight and make the United flight. So now I'm in the San Francisco airport being told that I cannot board the Auckland flight, and I just feel like, what else? It's almost midnight in San Francisco, and now I have to figure out, okay, where am I going to stay tonight? So I have to come out of pocket and stay at a hotel for what, 10 hours, 12 hours. So I just called United about an hour ago and was speaking with someone who told me that they are going to work on trying to reinstate my ticket so that I can get boarding passes to leave today. I haven't heard back from her yet. It's been like an hour and some change, and she told me she was definitely going to call me. Always be nice to, ticket agents, customer service representatives, no matter how frustrated or angry or whatever, no matter how much they messed up. Always be respectful. Be firm, but be respectful, because you're never going to get what you want, like being rude or making a scene with people who, they're just the representatives. Hi, Catherine.
Minutes on this. We're having a big struggle trying to reinstate the flights between Rarotonga and Atuta, whatever that is.
Uh-huh.
That we figured out, and then thought the ticket would exchange, and it didn't exchange, and we've been back and forth with Air New Zealand. Anyway, we're still working on trying to get the ticket exchanged, but all of the flights have been reinstated.
Okay.
Just getting the ticket so that you can check into the flight and move forward. So I just wanted to give you an update. I don't know how much longer it's going to be, but we're working very hard to get this rectified.
Okay, I really appreciate the update. I don't know. My birthday is just in a couple days, and I wanted to be out there enjoying myself. My dad's birthday is today. I wanted to be out there. My trip will have been cut 5 days short. That's a lot of time. I travel a lot. Obviously, things happen. It's just really frustrating and upsetting, and it makes me question whether I want to use the Chase Ultimate Rewards program again. I'm supposed to be on my trip enjoying my time, and that can never be given back to me. And this is going to force me to work more directly with airlines, because at least if something goes wrong, there's only one entity to focus on. I don't know. Just an update. Travel isn't always pretty, doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes it can be more frustrating than not. Like, I just texted my friend earlier and was just like, I don't even want to be on this trip anymore. Like, that's how I feel. I don't think I ever have used travel insurance. I also don't use insurance when I book vehicles and things of that nature. Like, to me, all that stuff is just a side hustle for those companies to rake up money. They're just making a shit ton of money. And that bothers me to some degree. And I also know that when I book a ticket, like, there's nothing stopping me from fulfilling my part of that. Like, I'm not gonna not go. But now I may consider, especially on these trips where I have a lot of going on, I may consider getting travel insurance for those kind of trips. So I'm in the lounge right now, and I'm gonna go up to the dining level, get something to eat, and then sit back and enjoy this lounge, which is much better than where they make common people go.